Hey, what's going on? Doc Danny here with the PT Entrepreneur Podcast. And today we're talking about how do you get more consistent referrals in your cash-based PT clinic. Oftentimes, people think that a referral just happens if you do a good job, right? And that is obviously a big part of the equation of whether somebody decides that they want to refer a friend or family member your way. But it's not the only reason. And to just think that the byproduct of your, physical therapy expertise is going to be enough to send somebody your way, you're missing the mark on the opportunity to drive consistent referrals that are incredibly high quality leads your way to help grow your business. And this should really be a part of an overall marketing plan. This isn't the only thing that you need to do, but this can add consistent patients that are incredibly easy to work with and are ready to buy. Like this is the type of patient that everybody wishes they had way more of. And if you run ads or if you are, doing local workshops and things like that, you'll know that people that don't come from a direct referral are, number one, less likely to convert on a discovery call, and in office, less likely to convert to a plan of care. They just don't know you as well. They don't trust you as much. And that's normal. But when someone has a friend or family member that they trust, and that person says, hey, you got to go and see Danny. He helped me with this, this, and this. You've been complaining about your knee for however long. Like, go check them out. Like, I think they're awesome. That makes such a big difference for that person when they come through the door, for your entire staff to be able to work with them in a manner to get them an outcome, but also that they're pre-bought in. It's huge. So the problem for many people is that, number one, your clients don't know who they should send your way. Also, you're not addressing the referral at the right time. We find that the timing of this is typically wrong. And the other thing is that you have to realize that sending somebody your way puts their own reputation on the line. So if you recommend my physical therapy clinic, you as the referrer, you get 100% of the blame if it's a bad referral. You get 50% of the credit if it's good, and 50% of it goes to my clinic because we fulfilled on whatever your friend said that we were going to do. Now, people take their status as being influential and trustworthy with their opinions very, very seriously. They guard that, and they don't want to just refer everybody and anything because then they lose their status as someone worthy of trusting their opinion. You can't buy that. That has to be earned, and you can be lost with a bad referral. So you have to keep in mind that that is somewhat of what you're dealing with. The other part is, as you look at your business, there's two primary elements that are going to make up the likelihood of somebody referring, whether you even go about asking them the right way. And that is, number one, do they get an outcome? So that's huge. And that's a big part of what people, are, rightly thinking is a reason why someone refers them or not. The second thing is the client experience. So were you on time? Did you use their name? Did they know what was going on? Were things clear? Did they leave and have a clear plan of what's going on? Was there easy communication back and forth with their provider? Was your facility clean? Did you send them a thank you card after the fact for, deciding to use, you as a PT clinic to help with what they have going on? Like little things that you can weave into your client experience that do make a big difference, right? Your front desk staff. Honestly, I think I see a big trend where people are moving away from having front desk. I can tell you at our location in Atlanta, our front desk is like, we get referrals just because she's awesome and she's great with people, and people come back just to, have a conversation with her. So some of it is that, the client experience side. Assuming that's all dialed in, right? And you're doing all that, you have to look for the right moment in order to ask for a referral. And then we can talk about ways to incentivize that. But when we look at the right moment is not whenever they finish their plan of care. The right moment is not right when they got started with you. The right moment is when they have a big result, a big moment of change. And usually this happens, towards the first 20 to like 50% of the plan of care. It's when they don't have pain anymore running. It's when they get back to a pickup basketball league that they haven't been able to do. And even if it's like the beginning stages of re-exposure to a movement or a sport that maybe they have had frustrations with, injuries with. It could be that like they literally got out of bed and their back didn't hurt for the first time in years because you've been working towards all these things that were the primary, root cause of that. And they come in and they say, Danny, I got to tell you, this is the best that I've felt in years. This is incredible. Like I picked my kids up out of the bathtub and it didn't hurt my back. And I didn't wake up the next day with my back being sore. And I've been able to walk more and I've been able to do X, Y, and Z. This is a moment where we have this huge, momentum change for them in a positive way with their health and wellness. That is the moment you want to, congratulate them, right? It's like, dude, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. That's what we've been working, towards. And it's frustrating that you had to go see, X, Y, and Z other providers before you were able to get that result. But sadly, we see that all the time. And I would greatly appreciate it if you know anybody like yourself who is trying to get back to running and struggling with, an injury that's stopping them from being able to do things they want to do, whether that be at work or home or a family member or a friend. We're a small business. We don't have a huge marketing budget like a big hospital. And we really are reliant on our clients to be able to share that we're doing really good work. And we would greatly appreciate it if you would pass that along to somebody who, could use the services that we have as well. Now, you can leave it at that. You can leave it the ball in their court at this point, right? If you don't want to go any further, you could also say, taking it a step further, that if they refer somebody who's a friend or family member, we'll even discount the first visit. We'll do 50% off their initial evaluation. If you really think we can help them, and that's a barrier to get them in, we'd love to be able to discount that. We used to give out cards that did that. Now, for us, if we know that a referral is coming from somebody, we'll annotate that if we're going to go that route. And that's not necessarily what everybody does, because the price deviation is not really what drives people in most cases. What drives people is that their status associated with that. And it's like, dude, my brother's been bitching about his knee for a year, and now I just found somebody that can help me out, and I'm going to tell him that he needs to come in here because I want him to be able to do cool shit with us on vacation as well, right? Like there's an element of that it doesn't really matter how you incentivize them. Oftentimes, if you do this at the right time with the right moment where they're excited and they've had this big win, then you're going to have far more likelihood of them following through on that. Now, once you've done that, this is really important. The missing link for a lot of people that doesn't incentivize them after maybe one person they send your way is that they feel good about it, but there's no like direct positive feedback to them. So one thing that we've done forever is a good friend of ours has a healthy, juice company here. And she's awesome. She's got a great business. It's in alignment with our company. It's another small business. And we buy gift cards from her every single month. And what we'll do if somebody refers somebody to us, number one, we want to know where they came from. So we always ask, oh, cool, who sent you our way? Who can we thank? Once we know who that is, our front desk will write a handwritten thank you card to that person and send them a gift card to this juice shop to, hey, go get a smoothie on us. Thank you so much for trusting us with your friend, to come in and work with us. So what that does is it positively reinforces the referral loop. And these little extra steps in many ways are not what people are doing. And it's not what people prioritize. You may not even be asking where people are coming from to be able to reinforce that relationship. The last thing I would say is if you find people who are just really, really like super referral, relationships, this can be, people often want to look at like a physician or another allied health provider of some sort, a gym owner. This is where we usually look at. That's not actually the only people that are going to be these kind of super referral individuals. I've seen it to where it's been mortgage brokers, it's been realtors, it's been other people that own small businesses. It's just been, in one case, we had a mom who was, very tied into local running groups, and she ended up sending, a dozen people our way one year. And we just track that and we want to know. So if we find, our top 10 referral sources, we think about, number one, who's the provider that works with that person? What do they like? Like what are they into? What do they enjoy? And we want to try to specify something that we can get them as a thank you that, is not a lot of money. Like it could be, $25 to $100 in cost, right? Doesn't matter what it is. It just needs to be specific to them. Like we found one person that was referring a lot of people to us. We asked the provider about that person. He happened to know what her favorite flower was. We ordered flowers that were their favorite flowers with a card that we said, hey, thank you so much for supporting our business. It means a lot to us. And thank you for trusting us with your friends and family to help them with their, the injuries that they have. She was so overwhelmed the fact that we listened to her and we knew what her favorite flower was, that to this day, she's still a great relationship that we have and continues to refer people our way. So little things like that close the loop. And then you're looking at who are these, really influential people that refer people your way, to make sure that you are establishing and maintaining that relationship. That's a big part that people miss out on. The curation of these relationships, it's easy to drop off whenever you get really busy. This is where I do think having a really, high emotional intelligence front desk individual that can take point on these things is worth the cost of having somebody there. Not to mention many other things that they're doing. But this is why referrals either work or they don't. So in summary, number one, be awesome at what you do. Have a great customer experience. Be on time. Use their name. Make sure your communication is clear. Make the visit enjoyable, and ask for the referral at the appropriate time, at that big win moment. Right? Celebrate it with them, and then ask them like, "Hey, there's a lot of people out there like you that are struggling with X, Y, and Z. I would love to get a chance to help them. If you know anybody like yourself that you're running with or you're training with or that goes to your gym or whatever is in your family or friends that we work with all kinds of injuries, and we are just as frustrated with the healthcare system as everybody else, because most of the time people come in to see us, it's after they've seen, multiple other healthcare providers. And, we want to really just be able to help them, and we know we can here. We'd love it if you would connect us with that person, refer them over so we can take a look at what's going on, see if we can truly help them as well, just like we've done with you. Like that, just being honest with people is huge. And you have to train your staff on this too, by the way. Your staff is not necessarily looking to try to get more referrals. As an owner, it's very easy for me. Your staff, this requires training. This requires making sure that you're letting them know this is why it's important. It's because these people are floundering in the healthcare system. And if they're just out here in the hospital system or these high volume mill-based clinics, they're not getting the care they want. They're avoiding the activities that they want to get back to. And we help people do that all the time. We're like the cleanup people of the musculoskeletal world as far as the way we look at our clinic. It's very rare that somebody comes to us right away. It doesn't happen until they've worked with us. Then all of a sudden, we're the very first person they reach out to if they have anything going on. And that's where we want to be. So I hope this helps you. Referrals are incredibly important. It's also a great sign of how your business is doing, both on outcomes, a client experience standpoint, and are people following your systems internally? So it tells you a lot about your business. So make sure you're tracking them. Make sure that you are asking people to send folks your way the right way and at the right time, and positively reinforcing individuals when they do that. And if you do that, you're going to see a meaningful uptick in referrals to your business, which is, again, the best clients. We want as many of them as we can. You got to do it the right way. Hope this helps.